there are two thoughts now. The future is going to be based on the gig economy. Do we know what the gig economy is?
Please elaborate.
Please elaborate.
Enlighten us.
I love how both of you like, please elaborate. Okay. So you know how earlier people would have a job when they graduated out of college. I'm talking about the 1960s and 70s. And they would have that job till the day they died, kind of a thing, right? Like in Honda,
Yeah,
Japan was famous for this. I'm a Honda man. People would literally say that because they felt so married to this organization. Slowly that disintegrated, and now you have people who are willing to switch jobs, who are willing to try different things, hustle around a bit more. It was predicted that around 2040 or 2050 is when the world would enter something called a gig economy. A gig economy is one where an organization, let's say a bank or a production house or whatever, doesn't actually have a big full-time team. Right? You hire people on a need basis and you hire them for a short term to do gigs. So rather than having salaried employees, you have people who come in, do a particular project, do a particular small thing and go away. Correct? Now the gig economy is beneficial for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Number one, the organization itself. You're not doing salaries. You know, when people are not working, they're not around.
There are no fixed costs.
No fixed costs.
Basically,
You don't need a huge space. You could run an entire organization in a much smaller space. So rental expenditure goes down, right? So the gig economy is what is going to come in later, right? The gig economy is going to happen in 2040, 2050. It was predicted. Ke bhayo, COVID ayo, 2020. Suddenly, everybody wants to cut down on costs and everybody is more used to working online, which means that in a lot of ways, the gig economy has actually come in earlier. A lot of people like myself are freelancers. A lot of people that were earlier working in organizations today have also decided to become freelancers, right? Which means that today to succeed, yes, you need to be, let's say, a good photographer, a good editor, a good whatever, but you need basic communication skills. You need basic negotiation skills because what's going to happen is in the next 10 years, you'll have more and more and more freelancers and fewer people who are doing one particular job for their entire lives, which means that the entire process of negotiating, communicating, convincing, getting the gigs is going to be like a round-the-clock process.
It's not going to be a one-time thing. And
It's
you
not a
get
one-time
the job and you're there for the rest of your life, right?
You're there for 3 weeks. You're there for 4 weeks. You're there for 7 days.
And
whatever.
suddenly you are a freelancer, you need another job and you need to do this all over again, right?
So the whole process of communication, the whole process is going to repeat itself over and over again.